Hey everybody, and welcome to Long Story Short with Uncle Jeff. Today we will be talking about the battle for Zendikar. Zendikar is a wild plain full of unstable terrain, and for thousands of years it has been a prison of strange creatures called the Eldrazi. There are three Eldrazi titans, Emrakul, Ulamog, and Kozilek. Long ago they traveled the multiverse, consuming planes of existence. There were three planeswalkers who sought to stop them: Sorin Markov, Nahiri the Lithomancer, and Ugin the Spirit Dragon. The three planeswalkers realized that the Eldrazi were attracted to large amounts of mana. They were able to lure the Eldrazi to Nahiri's home plane of Zendikar using the ley lines. Ley lines are basically just rivers of mana. Then they imprisoned the Eldrazi. For millennia, the Eldrazi were trapped, but their influence remained. Eventually, their influence attracted cultists. People worshipped the Eldrazi as gods and played a part in their escape. Nahiri called for Sorin and Ugin to help her save Zendikar, but there was no response. Nahiri had to work very hard to imprison the Eldrazi once more. She did succeed, but not before the Eldrazi had destroyed most of Zendikar. Then many more years passed, and now the Eldrazi have once again escaped, but Nahiri is gone. And due to an event called the Mending, the planeswalkers that remain are much weaker. They do not command the power that Sorin, Nahiri, and Ugin once did. But that won't stop Gideon Jura. Gideon is a powerful soldier who is far more durable than your average grunt, but he's also torn between two worlds. He's taken up the fight on Zendikar, working with a core named Munda. They fight the spawn of Ulamog, the only titan to attack Zendikar so far, but after each battle, Gideon does not rest. Instead, he planeswalks back to Ravnica, where he serves alongside the Boros. Gideon knows that innocent lives are in danger on both worlds, and he cannot sleep while battles rage. After 5 days of non-stop fighting, Gideon is back on Zendikar. A group of refugees have just arrived from a continent that the Eldrazi destroyed. Gideon meets a merfolk woman named Jori N. Jori was a Scordina researcher who was close to finding valuable information. The researcher thought that she could unlock the secrets of the Hedrons, which are ancient stones left behind by Nahiri. Zendikar is full of Hedrons, but no one knows how to use them. The researcher that Jori N was escorting was killed by the Eldrazi, and she laments that there is no hope. But Gideon does not believe that. Gideon has heard of a man on Ravnica who can solve any puzzle, so Gideon goes back to Ravnica to find Jace Beleren. Jace is busy serving as living guild pact of Ravnica. It is his duty to keep peace between the 10 guilds. Jace got the job because he solved the puzzle of the implicit maze. Gideon is on his way to find Jace, but before he can, Liliana Vest does. Liliana and Jace have quite a bit of history, which ends with Liliana betraying Jace. But Liliana doesn't seem to think that that is important, and Jace has a hard time saying no to Liliana. Liliana is here because she needs Jace's help. She has her own puzzle to solve. Liliana has made a pact with 4 demons, and she wants out. She is enjoying all of the power and immortality, but having 4 evil masters is not her cup of tea. Liliana has obtained an artifact called the Chain Veil, and she has used it to kill 2 of her demon masters. But the Chain Veil has nasty side effects, and Liliana is concerned that if she uses it again, it will kill her. She wants Jace to help her be free of the Chain Veil and her demons. Liliana and Jace are out for dinner, discussing the situation when Gideon shows up. Gideon asks them to come to Zendikar with him. Jace agrees, which makes Liliana furious. So Liliana leaves. Then the Raven Man appears. Liliana still doesn't know who this Raven Man is, or why he follows her around. He tries to speak with Liliana, but she's too angry and attacks him. The Raven Man seems unconcerned with this and simply leaves. Meanwhile, back on Ragatha, Chandra Nalar is hanging out at Carol Keep. Carol Keep is a monastery for pyromancers established by the legendary Jaya Ballard. Chandra is young and bad at following rules, but despite this, she has been asked to take the place of the previous abbot. Chandra isn't quite sure that she's qualified, but she wants to live up to the legacy of Jaya Ballard, so she says yes. But then some visitors arrive. Jace and Gideon are here. They have come to ask Chandra if she will come with them. Chandra says that Ragatha needs her and refuses, so Jace and Gideon leave. Meanwhile, back on Zendikar, Nyssa holds the line against the otherworldly invaders. Hordes of Eldrazi devastate Zendikar, but Nyssa commands the land itself, which rises against her foes. After a battle, a vampire approaches Nyssa. Nyssa is not fond of vampires, but they do seem to hate the Eldrazi. The vampire seems to know who Nyssa is, and that she is a planeswalker. He gives Nyssa some seeds and explains his purpose. He knows that Zendikar is lost. There is no way to defeat the Eldrazi. He and all the people of Zendikar will die. But Nyssa is not bound to Zendikar. She can leave, and if she takes the seed of Zendikar, then she can save a little piece of it. Nyssa thinks about what the vampire has to say as he leaves, but she decides that he is wrong. She decides that she is meant to save Zendikar, and so she goes back to the fight. And that's it for now. What will happen next? Will Chandra and Liliana change their minds and help the heroes? Will Jace be able to solve the puzzle of the Hedrons? And where is Nahiri? We'll find out next time. I've been Uncle Jeff. Thanks for watching!